Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I'm bringing you a gameplay that's very abnormal for my channel. Usually on this channel you see lots and lots of domination, little bits of capture the flag, team deathmatch, free-for-all, something kooky kind of like that. Here I'm actually playing Kill Confirmed. I'm playing on the new DLC map Terminal. It's ported straight over from Modern Warfare 2. If you like Terminal from Modern Warfare 2, it's exactly like that, except now you don't have noob tubing one-man army assholes, so this is an excellent map. But if you haven't noticed, I'm playing Hardcore. Yes, Hardcore Kill Confirmed, Hardcore Ricochet Kill Confirmed, so I am completely out of my element, and you're going to get to see how I play when I am completely out of my element. This was my very first game of Hardcore Kill Confirmed, and my very first game of Hardcore in months upon months upon months. What had happened is, earlier in the night, I was playing with J-Hub and Das Beast, and then College Boy hopped on, who's one of my old roommates, and Beckett's hopped on, who's another one of my old roommates, and I was playing with Addict Ghost, who is the Wesley Charles who saved my mom's life, and a subscriber from Twitter, COD Prodigy, because he asked very nicely to play, and we got this party together, and Beckett's is a hardcore player. He doesn't play core anything, especially not core domination, so it's really weird for him. But what I was trying to do is record some gameplay to get a Moab so that I could do the specialist episode and some Moab episodes about in-depth and that sort of stuff. This is my wife's computer right here, so I don't have a clue how this is going to look. I'm getting very off topic right now. Let me get back on topic. And I actually got a Broab with J-Hub. Me and J-Hub dropped Moabs back-to-back in the same game, and Beckett's is like, alright, you got your stuff, let's go to hardcore, let's play hardcore, and everybody's like, nah, I don't really want to play some hardcore, it's nothing but campers. Beckett says, I promise you, come play Hardcore Kill Confirmed, there won't be any campers. I'm like, alright Beckett's, you know what, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt here, and we're going to play Hardcore Kill Confirmed, and lo and behold, this was one of the most enjoyable game types that I've played in a very, very long time. There were very few campers. On top of that, the campers that did camp did so strategically, and they weren't bushwookies or anything like that. I actually had a pretty good strategy here. I wasn't expecting to do good, I was just going to be support. In Hardcore, you don't have a radar up, so I call in a UAV and then break out the recon drone, and it seems as if the recon drone is actually a little bit nerfed in Hardcore so that it's much harder for you to tag people, or I don't know if they did this in a balancing patch, but I had a very, very difficult time tagging people in this game type, whereas normally I can just buzz them and pop, 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 pop. This one I had to focus on them for a period of time and had to be really, really close. It was very frustrating, but the strategy worked great. You're going to see my score at the end of this video. I have a very, very high amount of assists. I think I actually might have more assists than I do kills, even though I do get a lot of kills. But anyway, this was really fun for me, and it made me very happy because Modern Warfare 3 is a game that I am actually quite bored with. I have taken apart every single little bit of this game in depth and analyzed it and dissected it and got my Moabs and done my gun reviews and leveled everything up and played the maps, and I'm just beating a dead horse at this point, but I never really touched some of these alternate modes, so you may be seeing more of these kind of game types. There's no better way to revitalize something than to do it from somebody else's perspective or try a completely different game mode or something that you just wouldn't normally do, to have somebody else take you completely out of your comfort zone and throw you into the wild and see how you do. It can be brutal, yes, sometimes it doesn't work well, sometimes it can also be very, very fun. I'm also doing that right now with this commentary. If you've noticed, my quality settings appear to be a little different, my voice probably sounds a little different, and I'm not able to commentate the gameplay very much at all right now because I'm getting about a 1 frame per minute preview because I'm using my wife's computer. And I'm using my wife's computer because my computer is dead. Again, my computer is dead. I have lost 4 computers in about, I don't know, 2.5-ish years, 2 years, something like that. I'll lose a computer about every 6 months, and it's always something really, really bad, like a laptop that has a hard drive failure, or a desktop that has a motherboard failure and a power supply failure at the same time, or something really, really bad. My desktop computer, which is the only one in the house that really works for commentary or editing, I'm just barely getting by on my wife's right now, had some sort of motherboard failure that I'm trying to figure out. I don't know if it affected anything else or not, if I'm going to have to get a new computer, if I'm going to have to just get a new motherboard, or maybe it's a weird hard drive error, but I'm really thinking it's a motherboard error because I couldn't get into my BIOS. I use my wife's computer to record the gameplay and do the commentary because her computer that I got her for Christmas actually had Sony Vegas on it, but it's like a Sony Vegas for babies kind of version, so the options are very, very simple and the settings aren't there. So what you're watching right now is a recon drone fly around very, very smoothly and pop people. What I'm watching right now is is a very blurry mock-up of a recon drone in black and white, hover around and maybe look at blurry things that could be people, and I don't have my ability to record voice or anything, which is why there's no in-depth on my channel and why there's not going to be any videos for the next week or two, because I have no means to really record or edit this. The only reason I'm able to do this today is because my wife was kind enough for her to lend me her computer. I'm screwing this up, but anyway, and on top of that, she decided to go thrift shopping, hit up all the thrift stores and see what she can find. So while she's out, I'm going to use her computer, and what she doesn't know won't hurt her. I'm going to clean up the desktop, and she'll probably never know that it's been monkeyed with in any particular way. So that being said, one of the things I'd like to talk about is how grateful I am to be where I am right now as far as YouTube is concerned and as far as subscribers are concerned, because for those of you that have been subscribed to me for a long time, you may remember almost exactly a year ago, I think it might have been 13 or 14 months ago, I had a desktop computer and I had a laptop computer, and they both died on the exact same day. They were both commentary, gaming, editing kind of machines, and I had two of them just in case one died, the other one would be a backup. And it was about 2 weeks before I'd quit my job because YouTube was paying me more, and it would be worth more of my time to work harder at YouTube to earn money to go to college and pay my bills and stuff than it would be to go to the minimum wage job and just kind of slave around, so to speak. It wasn't that bad, but YouTube was better, and I quit. And then the very next week or two, bam, both of my computers were dead. I had no ability to make videos, no ability to make commentary, and I was blowed up, and I was broke, and I didn't know what to do. So I did what I did best, and I talked to a few friends of mine. I got help from, I think, maybe MLC Stealth. I know Cinematic stepped up to help. Dan is Allied stepped up to help. They made videos for me and emailed them to me so that I could upload them at school. And what I did is I asked subscribers to donate money to get me a new computer. Don't worry, I'm not going towards a donation thing here today. There's nothing for you all to do, so don't worry about that. This is just a story. And it didn't go over all that well in the comments section. Lots and lots of people criticized me for being stupid, for not having 3 backups, for wanting too much money, that I should get a $199 computer from Best Buy because that would totally work, and that I should get a job at McDonald's and quit being lazy. And a lot of the comments were very, very negative, but what happened is there were actually a lot of very, very generous subscribers that stepped up and were just throwing crazy amounts of money into this PayPal account, just, triple-digit numbers that were astonishing and scary in a way. And I was like, oh God, they can't possibly have this much to spare. And on top of that, was really abnormal was a lot of female subscribers. Like, a lot of women were throwing me money. This could be, younger people using their mom's account, but it appeared to be women sending me stuff. But it was crazy. And the crazy thing is, a lot of the people leaving comments were really mean and nasty, but people on PayPal were sending me lots of money, and they were being very nice and saying, I hope this works out for you. Good luck. Let me know. And using that computer that subscribers bought for me, that you guys got for me, I built my YouTube channel up from 17,000 to 103 or 104 where it is now, and did a lot of work with machinima. I paid off all my college tuition. I paid my housing. I've been saving up to buy nice things for my wife, and that one act of kindness turned my life around, and I'm still grateful for that today. And I'm grateful that people did that a year ago, such that now I've worked hard enough and I have the opportunity that when my laptops die, instead of being desperate and helpless and out for the wolves, that I can be like, you know what? I can afford to get a new computer. I can afford to pay to have this repaired. This doesn't end my life. This doesn't ruin me and send me back to begging for jobs at McDonald's. I can keep going from this, and that makes me very, very happy. So I'm thankful for all of you, and for all of you that were there back in the past and that are here now, and I hope that everything works out great for everybody. And I can't even see what's going on the screen right now, but it should be showing a very high score in this odd little game type. Drifter out.